Here's a mistake I made yesterday. So the hits keep coming today.
No. As promised, we continue to make mistakes.
It's gonna screw all that up.
Okay, well, we screwed up again.
On here it could be smaller, but then it's not aligned if we do that bigger, right?
It wouldn't be aligned, right?
And would it be just...
So we've been gone for about a week. We took a short trip to Mexico City, which was fabulous, but we haven't been back to the land for about 8 days now. So we're here today to see how much of the Zocalo, the raised floor for the Palapa, has been done. So let's have a look. Here it is. Look at this beauty. So 15 feet from one side to the other. It looks really beautiful all the way around. It's almost done and ready for the posts for the structural part of the Palapa to come in. Have a look in here. So you can see what they've done here is these are ready for the wooden posts, wooden or bamboo, whatever we decide to use. So they're going to put them down in this area. And so there's an outer wall here, you can see, and then an interior wall. And these interior parts are more for support for the big posts of the Palapa that are going to go in between each one of these things. And so there are 12 of those all the way around, just like a clock. We've got a few more to put in over here, and then this will be all ready to go. Okay, so we've gone up 50 centimeters from the ground, okay, to this interior part here is 50, and then this additional part for the floor is 15, so we're up 65 centimeters from the ground to prevent any flooding that inevitably will occur. Next part we're going to do is we're going to bring in the retro, hopefully next week, the bulldozer, and this is all the area for the pool. One part of the pool here, the bridge will go right past that tree to the entrance, and then another pool over here. We're going to dig up all those rocks and put them in here, and that's going to bring all of this up to the 65 centimeters, so we have a nice floor, level floor here. Still waiting to hear back from the Palapa guys to get some quotes, so we'll see when that comes through. And I think, optimistically, we're going to actually start building the Palapa in the next, 3 weeks. We'll wait and see. So, good stuff. We're moving forward. Okay, so we're looking at this post right here is right there, which means we are standing right in the entrada. So the architect's plan called for 12 posts for the Palapa. This Palapero, we want it more open. So with 12 posts, it's going to close off the space pretty much. So we're wondering if we can get away with fewer posts. But the problem is they've already put all of these feet in for 12 posts. So what we could do is, well, each post is about 3 meters apart. It only needs to be about 4 meters apart, so we could move these feet, but what that's going to do is alter all of the entrance spaces between the kitchen and the bathrooms, and again, we're trying to keep all of the entrance points at all the 4 cardinal planes. So by rotating it, it's going to screw all that up. So, it's a group decision here. As promised, we continue to make mistakes. Hopefully we're trying to minimize the risk of making big mistakes by making small ones and adjusting as we go. So I hope that's what's happened here today. So, as we explained, the architect's plans have 12 posts, but really what that does is it encloses the space. The more posts you have, the less air you're going to flow you're going to get through, and the less light that you're going to have in there. So the Palapero is suggesting there's a couple options. We've set each one of the feet for the posts at, what is it,
35 centimeters.
Yeah, 35 centimeters.
Width of the post, which is big. It's an enormous post.
Right, and they're separated by about 3.5 meters.
Oh, see.
Right, and the Palapero says really you can span 4 meters, and so if we were separate them by 4, we would have less posts, therefore more light. But if we did that, we would have to knock down all this work that's been done inside and rotate all of the feet for the posts. Also, what that would do is screw up all of the architecture
around, surrounding the palapa, right? The pool, the kitchen, all of it.
All this the beautiful symmetry that we had designed and respecting the 4 cardinal planes would all be out the window.
That's not good.
So that's it's not an option. I don't think that we want. The second option. What's the second option?
The second option is to decrease the diameter, keep the posts where they are, keep 12 posts, which we didn't need. 10 would have been fine. We didn't know that. But we can keep the 12 posts, decrease the diameter down from 35 to 25 centimeters, which gives us 10 centimeters, obviously, between each post. It's not a lot, but it's something. But then we could keep the work that has been done already and the synergy with the surrounding structures that we have planned.
So I think that's probably what we're going to end up doing.
We have to.
You know, in the original design, there's a nice triangular shape at each one of the entrances, but again, that's going to limit the amount of light that we have, especially because the back half of the palapa is going to be filled with the back wall to the bathrooms and the kitchen, so even less light. So I think what we've decided to do now is to just put the posts up, the mastagado, the thinner posts up, and then we'll figure out how to span between the two, between each one of the posts to make it more artistic and rather than just posts with a palapa on top. So,
suboptimal. I'm not liking it. Can you see it? I'm not liking it.
We're a little deflated. We're a little deflated. It's a small mistake to prevent a bigger one down the road.
Right. Stay posted. Stay tuned.
Post.
Stay post. I don't even know. Posts are in my head, so stay posted.
So the hits keep coming today. So where we move the palapa, unfortunately, would run right in, and we'd have to cut this tree down, and that's not happening. We're not cutting any more trees down. We can help it. So what we're doing is just reducing the size of the kitchen, which shouldn't be a problem. Just taking it down by just a little bit. So not a huge deal. We feel good. We get to save the tree. Here's a mistake I made yesterday. I thought we'd be at the land for maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes was all. We were here for 3 hours. The consequence of that, I've got this beautiful farmer's tan that's really sweet, colored red all the way up to here, all the way up to here, and then white the rest of the way. So the way to fix that today, long sleeves, baby. Okay, well, we screwed up again. I promised we would be making mistakes through this process, and we are delivering. So yesterday was a bit of a problem day, let's say. So what happened was the architects drew up this beautiful plan, very aesthetically pleasing on paper. They put the palapa right in the smack dab in the middle of the property, which looks amazing. We decided it's a little too close to the main house, so we decided to just move it a little bit to the northwest side to kind of keep it away from our private area. no problem, right? Except we didn't realize kind of the cascade effect, you know, the domino effect of all of the problems, you know, that the architects had designed with it. So because of the new, we maintained the orientation. For us, the priority was to maintain the 4 cardinal planes, the north, the south, the east, and the west passages into the Palapa. So we wanted to maintain those as a top priority, but we didn't realize kind of the effects that it would have on placement of the posts for the Palapa, and with respect to the other buildings on the property, moving that Palapa, you know, became an issue. It started to crowd, you know, where the learning center is going to go. So we're kind of making sure to just make micro problems and try to understand the downstream effects of those changes and try to minimize the problems associated with it, so we don't have a big problem. So also in starting to map out the pool, it's enormous. I mean, almost an Olympic-sized pool, which again looks great in the main plans, but in reality, we don't need a pool that big. So we shortened it and we made it a little more narrow. And now the downstream effect of that is the bridge over the pool just doesn't make any sense, because now we've got 2 small pools with a bridge over top. It just doesn't seem to work, but we want to maintain the bridge because that's kind of the entrance into the Palapa, the main entrance to the Palapa. So the bulldozer's coming today to start to dig out the pool. I'm going to go over there quickly, and we're going to expand the pool by 1 meter on either direction to make it a little bit bigger and make it more realistic that this bridge is going to go over a medium-sized pool. The other problem that we have by reorienting the Palapa is the main entrance doesn't work at all with the Palapa. You come in the main entrance and then you got to circle around to the Palapa. So one of the considerations we might be doing down the road is to knock a big hole into a beautiful wall that we've just finished as a pedestrian entrance, and that can maintain the entrance that we had envisioned going over the bridge into the Palapa. Ta-da! We fixed that mistake. Oh yeah, the problem is that's exactly where the Temescal was going to go. So we'll figure that out later. That's not the priority. You know, maintaining the cardinal planes is the priority. And so off I go to try to fix more problems. Another day. Okay, so after going through all of the plans, I think I've pulled out the ones that are relevant for the retro to start digging the alberca, the piscina, the swimming pool, and it looks like the swimming pool is going to go right here. The bulldozer is back this morning, and today we're going to build out or dig out the main pool right next to the Palapa. Watch out for my bike. Riding my bike over here this morning, as I often do, it felt like the wind was always blowing against my face, always pushing against me and my bike. No matter which way the road turned, it felt like I was always going against the wind. And then I realized I don't think we really feel it when the wind is at our back. We kind of take it for granted that the road is pretty smooth, when in actuality the wind might be propelling us forward. But we always notice when there's efforts against us. And I thought maybe that's kind of where we are at this project right now, is we feel all of the mistakes. We feel when things aren't going as smoothly as we would like them to. And we feel it all the time. But the reality is maybe the wind is at our backs right now. Maybe life is propelling us forward into something beautiful, and I just can't perceive that right now. I think we do have momentum with this project. I think we are doing something good, but it's just hard to feel when it feels like you're always pedaling against the wind. So I guess I'm feeling restored. I'm feeling like the wind is at our backs, and this project is a good one, and we are hopefully inspiring people, and hopefully the end product will be a result of all this wind behind our backs. Here. Really? Really, buddy? That's the new plan. That's the new plan.